Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a crutch.
So how's your week been? Anything interesting?
I mean, just baby shit.
Well, except for having a newborn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to get like in the mode of like doing shit again, but it's kind of hard, especially because my youngest is now going to class, so I'm taking him to class too. So it's just a bunch of kid stuff right now.
I
don't know. I don't know how like parents do it. Like you have to really think about your, partner who's like a stay at home. Like that's an actual fucking job. It's like.
Yeah, man.
You're just burnt out because you're talking to kids the whole time. You're trying to assess the situation. They're crying. There's a whole network of problems. And it's not like this curriculum, right? It's not like every day it's the same shit. It's like different variants. So you're using your head in different ways. So you're getting burnt out just from that. You're just active the whole time, like mentally.
Yeah, you brought up something really interesting. So I've never imagined existing almost a full day talking to creatures that aren't fully formed yet. Because it's because they're not like, they're still kind of blank slatey and they say weird shit.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, yeah.
You have to
what
be
is
that
like?
feedback loop, right? Because, hey, don't say that weird shit, right? Hey, that's some fucking weird
not just
shit.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
But they say things that just don't make sense to us, right? Not to say that.
Yeah. Usually, so like, you know how like these GPTs and language models are built? I really think that's how humans are built too. And I think logic is not this kind of platonic thing that we think it is, that you tap into, right? I think it's a pattern. It's pattern recognition that you develop as a young, toddler and whatnot. Like you have to really talk to your kid about logic problems and like situations that require logic, and they then infer from it and generalize from it. But logic is all built by specific examples. I think it's built on these paradigms that you have to teach the kid, not necessarily this thing where, hey, just think logically. Like you can't say that. It's
right.
It's this empirical thing that they have to experience, just like school. Like it's literally like you're developing the tokens for logic.
Do you think raising a child is something like prompt engineering?
Oh, I really think it is, in a way where you want to test their mind, right? Like you're testing an LLM, for instance. You go to ChatGPT and you ask it certain questions and they might not answer it. Well, it's the same alignment thing that's going on. You want to see where this kid is at, where this kid needs improving, right?
Right, because if the answer is something that is indicative of,
some weird shit,
you would
right?
need,
like,
you need more training, basically.
Like, say I like fingering my butthole. Like, hey, let's not do that.
And you're like, okay, buddy, let's think about something else. Yeah.
No. Yeah, booty cream. Booty on your cream.
Yeah.
It's like this motion. Let's not do this.
Dude,
I've done so much.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No. Please go ahead.
So much booty cream in my life right now, and I
because
don't wash my hands each time. So like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where this clean this shit is.
Damn, dude. So are you talking about like you get like because to prevent against diaper rash and stuff like that?
Yeah, so you have to use like Vaseline or some kind of like Aquaphor, Desitin, some kind of thing where you prevent shit from sticking onto their ass. Because they're just, it's like, I would want Vaseline on my forearm if I knew the shit was going to get on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want some kind of protective layer.
So that's funny because the whole with dealing with children all day, I guess the only two groups of people who do that are like teachers and parents, right? And talking to a biological unit that is not fully like human yet, if you will. I mean, that's very reductionist, but you know what I mean by that. But I think if you look at someone who volunteers with like dogs or animals all day, it's got to be easier because the dog and animal doesn't like say things that are like out there.
Yeah. Like there's the feedback loop for a dog is non-variable compared to a human. Like, what the fuck is my kid going to say? What the fuck is my kid going to do? Is he going to run the street? Like, you have to think about all this shit, right?
Right.
And you have to be in a very playful mode. You can't just be in like stern and like, completely, you can't neglect a child. So like you can neglect a dog in a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Like you can just let him go do his own shit or just play around. But like with a toddler, you have to be engaged if you want to be a proper parent, that is. Because it's easy.
Exactly.
It's easy being a parent. You could be neglectful. That's how to be an easy parent. You just have to fuck. Just
Yeah, easy mode parenting is like is probably borderline illegal, but yes, yeah, that's.
No, I mean, like, just put a tablet in front of the kid, and the kid's gonna do that all day.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
I considered tablet parenting a form of neglect if you do it too much.
Oh, 100%.
If they're on it at least, 2 hours a day, that kid's fucked, dude.
Yeah. I also think ideological indoctrination of any kind is a form of abuse to a young child because their brains aren't formed yet, and okay, so you could argue that everything we do is ideological indoctrination. You could say that not sticking your hand in a socket is an ideological indoctrination, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I think if there's some type of, an outside observer would say that you teaching your kid good morals is an ideological indoctrination. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But it's interesting what I think is abuse and what's not abuse of a child. I think that's arbitrary, but.
Yeah, I think neglect though is pretty universal.
Oh, neglect is clearly abuse. Yeah.
I mean, it's the absence of engagement.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's crazy. Like you think like you've seen like little animals, right? And they're all the same. Like you've seen a baby panda, you've seen a baby like lion cub, and they're all very like they're adventure-y. They're kind of silly. They're not coordinated. They're all this kind of like they're cute in the classic sense, whatever that means. I think everyone has a sense of what that is, and you have that with the toddler. They just have they have fucking semantic thing going on. So you have to like deal with two things. But they're all. It's interesting how the brain is similar for all creatures. Like they're in this weird adventure mode, right? Mm-hmm. Like they're testing boundaries. Their abilities, their intuition about the world model that they build. I don't know. It seems very fun, and I don't know if I'm able to tap into that anymore.
Yeah,
just fuck it. I'm just gonna walk in the street and see what happens. Just fuck it. I'm just gonna.
Well, I think that's an extreme that's a like deprecating example, but there's examples that are really positive. Like I think you and I are both set in a certain type of brain topology when we think about new ideas, and I think if we were able to tap into our childhood way of relearning those patterns, I think certain people could probably do that. Maybe Einstein was one of those people where he could like kind of rewire his thought processes or explore parameter spaces in the mind that are against the flow of your current, like you can almost think of like thought production as a river. And that river, it's like almost like the Grand Canyon where the Colorado River just carves, right? Mm-hmm. And I think our brains work that way for almost all of our lives. But children, that river is still very shallow, and it can be diverted. And I think maybe some people can do that. Maybe. I don't know if that's even possible, but it's an interesting thought.
That's true. Like if you think of like the train of thought as like this river, right? And if you're this deep kind of river, you're not going to move from that too much. But if you're this shallow thing, and if you throw a rock in it, it might just deviate enough where it creates a whole nother, path and delta. Effectively.